Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. When I last left you guys, we had just gotten to the final chapter of this game, the end game, so to speak, and I went ahead and got everything prepared, as I believe, to the best of my ability, like I said I was going to. A few things to note, let's go ahead and go over that real quick, just so you're aware of what's going on. I haven't touched Ike at all, no need to, but what I went ahead and did was use the last of my bonus experience. I have none left. Not a single drop, and I went ahead and fed a lot of it to people that needed it, but a lot of people that didn't also. So first thing you'll notice is I got Jill to level 20, so she is capped out, and also so are 4 of her stats. So Jill will go into a transfer run to Radiant Dawn with capped strength, skill, speed, and defense, so she will have +2 to all those stats when we get her again in that game. That'll be wonderful. That will make a huge difference early game, and I'm very much happy about how that turned out. I also went ahead and maxed out Ilyana as well, and she also has 4 cap stats, that being magic, skill, speed, and res, which will again help immensely early game in Radiant Dawn with that transfer. So Jill and Ilyana are done. We no longer need to work on them at all. They are capped out stat-wise and level-wise, so all set there. Of course, they're still coming to the end game with us because they're our best units. I also got Nephany to level 19, so 1 shy of level 20, but she did cap out her strength, as well as her skill and speed like she had a long time ago. So she will go into Radiant Dawn with those 3 +2, which is going to be wonderful. And then the rest, I pretty much just dumped into Boyd and Oscar. I got Boyd up to level 15. He's actually really close to capping a lot of stats. He's 1 point from capping strength. He actually has capped his HP. 60 is the HP cap in this game. I believe he is 4 points from capping skill and only 2 points from capping speed, as well as 4 from capping defense. I don't think he's going to cap skill or defense. If he did, that'd be amazing. I would not be upset about that. But he is very likely to cap strength. In fact, it's almost a guarantee with 5 levels left to go, and he only needs 1 point, and it's his highest growth. And he could pull off capping speed. He only needs 2 points, so it's possible. And that would be nice, because Boyd is good in Radiant Dawn, but he does also need a little bit of help when he first comes in. And then I also gave the rest to Oscar, who is up to... I fed him the rest, so it's not an even level. It's 14 and change, but mostly level 15. But he has capped his skill. He is 2 points from capping strength. I think 4 points from capping speed. But I did give him the Night Ward, so that will increase his speed growth by 30%. So he's got a pretty decent chance of capping speed as well. And I believe he is 6 points from capping defense. So if he were going to cap defense, he'd have to get 1 every level until he hits 20. And again, you only get transfer bonuses if the unit makes it to level 20 promoted. So if I were going to get Oscar and Boyd to get transfer bonuses, I would need to cap them out in this final chapter. With that in mind, I'm probably going to be focusing on the 2 of them pretty heavily, seeing as Jill, Ilyana, and Nephany don't need any more experience. I guess Nephany has 1 level to go, but that's not going to be that difficult. So we're going to be kind of leaving Jill and Ilyana around for support rather than direct combat when we can avoid it, because we don't need to spend any time on them. Astrid is pretty near capped as well. She's got Paragon, so it'll take a lot less time than normal. I believe she is 1 or 2 points from strength capping and 2 points from speed capping, so... that being said, I'm not sure how well transfer bonuses are going to make a difference in Astrid's performance in Radiant Dawn, but I guess we can talk about that when the time comes. It's not a bad thing to have, but we'll see. At any rate, everybody else is pretty much just where we left them. I haven't really done anything with Mist. She's just going to be our mobile healer. I've got Elincia for the same purpose, so I've got 2 long-distance, well-staffed, long-distance moving and long-distance healing people. I've got physics staffs on both, Fortify on Elincia and Restore on Mist, just in case any status effects happen. We're bringing Soren, obviously. I know Soren's really underleveled right now, but he's still incredibly powerful. His stats are actually very near capping as well. Actually, well, maybe not magic. His magic caps at 30, so he's got a little way to go there. Skill caps at 28, speed caps at 28, res caps at 28, so... if by some miracle I can get Soren 11 levels in this last chapter, then he'll be able to transfer too. But honestly, Soren doesn't need them. Soren's very good when you get him back in Radiant Dawn anyway. We're bringing Nasir, and I have the Demi-Band, but it's not equipped, so we're going to try to run with him with vanilla, just straight up Lagoose powers, let his gauge fill and get the full benefit, because we might need the extra power. Marcia's coming too, although I don't plan on using her a whole heck of a lot. She's just there as extra support if we need her. I did forge her a sword, just in case. It's just an iron sword forged with max might and max hit, so... At any rate, that's what we're going to do. We're going to roll right in with this squad, and that should be enough. And we can check these friend infos real quick and see what these are all about. Nasir and Ina are here. Oh, they brought Nasir in to apologize to Mist for stealing her medallion. She's like, I'm glad you came back. You're welcome. And he's like, wait, what? You don't... Sure, there's some very important reason for all this, and it's probably still unresolved. And she's quite curious, but she wants to help. Ike's just like, oh, isn't that wonderful? All's well that ends well, I guess, even though it hasn't been ended yet. And here we got Janeth and Ulki here. Can't seem to calm my nerves either. They're on guard duty in the middle of the night, but they don't have good night vision. And here comes King Tabarn. Yeah, he's awesome. Did you come by to check on our preparations? Well, sort of. You're going to circle the capital and ensure that no airborne enemies escape. That's a great idea. We'll guard the west and take care of airborne combat. The Phoenicus and Kilvis armies are unbeatable in that regard. Well, that's good. We all agreed King Ashdard must pay, so actually Nasala's going to help us too? Isn't that interesting? Grayson and Leanne helped to sway certain opinions. Yeah, I wonder whose opinions those could have been. The Crows are traitorous by nature. If worse comes to worse, it may just be us Hawks out there. I wouldn't mind a chance to remove Ashnard's head from his shoulders. Yeah, well. If you find yourself overwhelmed, give me a call. Well, I would love to have him around. Be careful, don't die. I'm not going to leave Leanne and my father all alone. Isn't that wonderful? He doesn't really want help from Kilvis anyway. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Nasala is actually terrifying in battle, too, as we saw way back when in chapter... what? Chapter 20, I think? You think if you bring those two into it, I'll do as I've been told and fight? Curse you. I mean, kind of true, really. War has been waged for over a year, but it could be all over by midday tomorrow. I knew you'd say that. It's Gifka! Master Gifka, what are you doing here? The king felt uneasy knowing you were here on your own. I come in his name. Oh, Gifka's here to fight with us. Oh, fruit, yes. If Lord Ike grants his permission. Why the crap would I not? The Lion King's right hand? Absolutely. I'd be very appreciative if you would agree to take command of that front. Okay, fine. I mean, I know I'm no Master Gifka, but Ranulf, I want you to be with me. Is that alright? Oh, I see now. Sure, that's fine. Getting to be part of the main pack is the highest of honors. Also the most likely to get you killed. The king has given me a message for you two. He said to be sure you make it home alive, and then he said that your work in the past year has been the most satisfactory, and he's sincerely grateful to you both. That was wonderful. Ike and the others are good Bjork. We are happy to fight with them. So yeah, that's all we're doing for getting ready to go, so let's go ahead and save up and get rolling. Not that we really need to save up, we've already been kind of doing it. I did everything in the background already. Alright, let's do it. The final battle begins anew. I can see the capital. Father, mother, my lord uncle, your Elincia has returned. For good or ill, this will be our final battle. And Lucia wants her to speak to all of them. Uh-oh. Giving men the courage to fight is the duty of a leader. Well, alright. This is actually an incredibly moving speech, and I don't know where she pulls it out of, but it's really good. Much have you lost in service to your land. Beloved friends of the Lagoos, you too have given all for our fair cause. Hear me, trusted company of old, your men of Grail did see me to this day. I could read the whole thing, I guess, because I don't quite have the same emotional impact as she does, I guess. March today into the jaws of fate. I think Bastion must have been giving her tips on how to give speeches. Lend me your strength. Lend me your hearts. Fight well, fight brave, fight true. That's a morale booster if I ever saw one. Where did that come from, Ronald says? That was magnificent. We grow into the roles we're given, it said, huh? I love this look he gives me. He's just like, that's what Nasir said. What? It's true. Don't give me that. Nasir said it right. That's a relief. I thought the world had gone mad. Stupid cat. I love Ronald so much. I have everything I need, Soren says. That's all you need is books. Why don't you say a word or two? You really gonna try to one-up what the princess just did? I think Princess Valencia said enough. Yeah, I agree with that. I want to hear what you have to say, brother. Father always did it. Want me to say something like Father would have done? Oh boy. So, I don't really know if this makes a difference if you speak to the army or not, but I always do it anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. Hey there. There's only one thing I want to tell all of you. I don't want any of you dying on me. You only have one life. At a time like this, it doesn't matter what our blood ties are, we are family. That's what my father always used to say, and today, for the first time, I understand why he said it. Because we are a family. So if you don't want to cause your family any grief, then live. Don't drop your guard, don't turn your back, use every drop of strength. Our road has been long, but it ends today. That's exactly what Grail would have said. Move out! It's a really cool CG right there. I think you just don't get to see the CG if you say don't speak to the army. I don't think it makes any difference gameplay-wise. Can't imagine why it would. Ah, and yes, and here we have King of Daein himself. Castle Gate has fallen. The Crimean army cannot be stopped. And here's General Bryce again. Please use the rear gate and withdraw. We will cover your retreat. And he's like, nope. If we lose your majesty, the Daein royal bloodline itself will be lost. Are you saying I will lose? Is that what you wish to say? Of course not. However, our army is in dire straits. It is merely an act of prudence. I humbly ask you consider the continuance of the bloodline above all else. Huh. I am Daein. If I am to be destroyed, let Daein be destroyed with me. I have no need of inconstant retainers. You are an obstacle. Away with you. Jeez. My sole desire is to rule through strength. The weak perish and the strong live on. That is the law of nature. Though even if His Majesty desires it not, I will remain and protect him. He's like fiercely loyal to a fault, this Bryce guy. You were my father's retainer, were you not? In the 15th year of my life, and for 20 years more until his death. The thing that killed my father was not plague, nor illness. It was me. Oh, but it doesn't end there. There was my stepmother, too, and every brother who stood to be a legitimate heir. All of them died by my hand. Are you still determined to protect me, knowing this truth? Yes. Okay, so yeah, he's just blindly loyal to his king. He's a Camus archetype. Even though he knows what he's fighting for is wrong, he's still gonna do it anyway. Out of just sheer blind loyalty. You are still your father's son. The blood of Daein's kings flows in you. That you are all that remains. Such loyalty to a corpse. Yeah, well. In truth, there is nothing in this world more humorous than a knight. Well, at least a blindly loyal knight at any rate. So Bryce is definitely like the tragic hero Camus archetype. Yikes. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Finally get to see him as like a unit model. That freaking sword he has. Elincia hasn't... I don't think Elincia's ever seen Ashnard before, at least not like this anyway. Oh man, she looks mad. I don't think this is the only time you get to see Elincia that ticked off. Ike's like, wait, that's the king? You look quite different than you did the day I cut your father and mother down like cattle. Jeez. You are not the one I seek. So he shoves her out of the way, even though he's on a mount and can't do it. Ike's like, oh, you get the heck out of the way. Are you the one they claim as the son of Gawain? Your treachery dies on my blade, he says. It is a sacred blade, is it not? The only type of blade that can pierce my armor. So yeah, the king has magic armor too, just like the Black Knight did. Matters not how famous the blade if the wielder lacks skill. The greatest sword is nothing but blunted steel. You'll see for yourself how blunt it is. So we have his elite hand-picked soldiers guarding him still. And he just kind of flies away on a freaking giant wyvern. So yep, this is it. There are still quite a few dudes in this map. Well, the map is also big, so... It's deceptively big. I know it doesn't look all that big from this wide pan view here, but it is a lot bigger than it looks. All of you whose arms remember what it is like to battle, step forth. I would take of your strength now. Alright, so we get 14 dudes. Nasir is required, apparently. I didn't even realize that. So we're gonna go with the same crew we've been using the whole time. I guess there's not really any reason to bring Soth, honestly, because there's no point in stealing anything this late in the game. We could just bring Ranulf, I guess. I mean, he said he wanted to be in the Vanguard. Let me just take a quick look here and make sure there's nothing to steal, because, again, it doesn't really matter all that much. What am I going to do, put it in the convoy? So yeah, anyway, here's Bryce, by the way. He's still here on the map. He's the last remaining of the 4 riders. He is a max-level general with pretty darn good stats. The speed's still pretty not great, but it's because he's a general. He has this legendary lance called the Wishblade. Range 1 to 2, so it's not only the most powerful spear in the game, but it's a throwing spear. And requires S rank. Sadly, he does not drop this thing. You can never get it, which is unfortunate. So the legendary lance in the game, you don't get. And he does drop a speed wing on death, which is kind of odd this late in the game, but I guess somebody we can give it to. We can give it to Oscar if his speed's not getting shored up properly. We also have some Red Dragon Lagoos on here. We have a couple of them, I think. There's some over here. There might be a couple of guys with... Yeah, we got Meteor Mages, of course, because it wouldn't be a final map without Siege Magic, as you might imagine. And then, of course, we have the king himself way up here, who is scary as all get out. All he has is his sword, which is called Gurgurant. 20 might, 25 weight, which he doesn't care about. Range 1 to 2, and only he can wield it. Thankfully, he doesn't crit or anything, but good lord. He's got 35 strength, 35 defense, so just as much as the Black Knight, but even stronger, because of course he is. 27 speed, so he can't be doubled, except by someone who has more than 30 speed, which is not possible for Bjork. And yeah, he's bulky as all get out. 60 HP, also a lot of fun. And he has this wonderful renewal skill where he recovers HP every turn, and Daunt, so anybody that fights within 3 squares of him has reduced hit and crit rates. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thankfully, in normal mode, he's not really all that bad. He doesn't move in normal mode. It says he can move this range here, but in normal difficulty, he does not move. He stands right there the whole time. On hard mode, however, he does in fact move. And if you happen to find a way to play the Japanese Maniac mode of this game, he also moves. And he has an absurd movement range, as you can see here, along with 2 range on his weapon, and he is a beast, and only Ike can hurt him because of his blessed armor. That being said, I think it might be a bug, but Nasir can hurt him too. And I don't know if that's intentional or not, but out of all the guys available on my team, The only two people that can inflict any damage on Ashnard at all are Ike and Nasir. So we're going to be relying on those two to finish him off. And like I said before, we're going to be using Boyd and Oscar as much as we possibly can to get them up as high as possible as far as level goes and cap them out. That is the goal. So let's go ahead and reposition some folks here. We're going to put Oscar on the flank and Boyd on the other side, who's already there. And then we need Nephany and we need Astrid to get some more levels, I think. Jill and Ilyana are capped. They don't need to do anything. We're going to have, I guess, Mist and Elincia will be our healers, obviously. Again, I don't think we really need Soren. Not Soren, excuse me, Soth. Because I don't think there's anything worth stealing on this map, but I guess we can take a look. We're going to trade over Ilyana and Jill over here. Suppose we can just go cycle down through the list of dudes and see if there's anything worth stealing. Someone has a Silent Staff. That sounds like fun. Drops a Physic, too. Nice. Oh, Fortify Staff. That could come in handy. And here's another thing. This is the ultimate light magic, Rex Aura, which, again, is not droppable. You don't get it. So there are several weapons in this game that are legendary, like S-tier weapons that you just don't get. The only legendary weapons you get in this game are the Rex Bolt, the Double Bow, and arguably Ragnell is a legendary weapon as well, I suppose. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Wishblade you don't get. Alendite from the Black Knight you don't get. Legendary Axe is nowhere to be seen in this game, not at all. Legendary Wind Magic and Legendary Fire Magic, not to be seen either. And there's supposed to be a Legendary Staff. I guess we technically did get that, the Goddess Staff or whatever from the Palmini Temple. That's about it, though. So, nothing in the way. And of course, everybody's got Brave Weapons, because why wouldn't they have Brave Weapons? Everything has got Silver Weapons, Brave Weapons, the best of the best stuff, pretty much, as you might imagine. And again, it doesn't look like there's anything worth stealing, other than maybe some of those staves, but you probably won't worry too much about that. So I guess we're just going to leave Soth behind. There's no reason to bring him. And we'll bring Ronolf instead, just for kicks and grins. And Ronolf, I guess, will stay near Ike, if at all possible. But let's go ahead and save up and get this party started. We're not going to get too far into it today, unfortunately, but we'll see how things go. Let us begin. Of course Elincia is nervous. He's actually pretty calm in a strange way. We will win. I didn't come this far to lose. Believe in yourself. Ike is oddly very positive today, but I guess it's because it's the final battle. Alright, let's go ahead and get this party started. First things first, I don't see this guy has any... He does not have siege magic, so that's fine. We can just run right up on him. We're going to send Boyd and Nephany over this way. And we're going to feed as much experience to Boyd as we can. I think I'll have Ronolf go with them, just for kicks and grins. We'll send Elincia to be their healer. Or we should have, like, make sure nobody else is in range of anything. We got Silence over here, which could be really bad. Sadly, we can't see the range of said Silence Staff, but that's fine. We'll just park Elincia down as far as she can go. I don't want her getting in the way. We're going to send Ike right up the front, because reasons. And we're actually going to put him right in Bryce's range, because I think he can kick Bryce's serious butt. We're going to put Nasir right behind him, though, just in case things get hairy. And we're going to have Ilyana go with him for healing purposes in case he needs it. And then this way, we're going to send Oscar, because there's sword guys over here. And he has the power of Lance, although I didn't really give him a good one. We'll send Astrid as well. And I think she's got some good bows to use. Send Marcia for some backup. And Mist for healing. And she's alright, she can handle herself, I guess. So we've got, what, 4 guys on each side, so we'll send Soren over here for backup as well. In case anything gets gnarly, and we'll send Jill this way. And then I think what we'll do is, do we want racing up the front with Ike? Probably not, right? Nah, we'll leave. I don't know, really. We'll send Rayson over here. I think he's more useful this way. And I feel like this side's going to need a little extra help. I don't know why, just getting an inclination if that's the case. Here comes Bryce. He's not going to be around for very long. So you're the enemy general. Age matters not. The palace will be ours this day. I am Bryce of Daein, and I am Ike of the Grail Mercenaries. Yeah, that was a legendary spear, and it still didn't really do a whole lot of a lot. Point of order, I do not believe Ether can proc at distance. So I think if you want Ether to proc, you need to be up close and personal with Ragnell to do it. Of course, we got a different general coming in who's also going to get his butt kicked. I will say, the black and red color scheme of the generals looks really cool. That is an Ether proc, that is a dead general. Because Ether is just absolutely busted as all get out, as we've seen numerous times so far today. Not necessarily today, but numerous times throughout the course of this playthrough. Oh, the dragon's going for Ike too, apparently, huh? And of course we've got feral tiger lagoos, because of course we do. We got cats over here. There's plenty of dudes. That's point of order here. Lots of paladins, lots of lots of warriors rather, sword masters, every flavor of bad guy you can think of. They're here. These are, in fact, the king's hand-picked personal guard, as he mentioned. So, dragons are going in. I don't know why they're only moving a few steps at a time. That one's moving further than the other one. Now, numerous red dragons at once might be a problem. And Nasir's like, this doesn't look good. What do you think of pulling in one of the other commanders to lend us a hand? So here is the really fun part. So Nasir says, we need another commander to help us out. You get to take your pick of which of these 3 epic Laguz units you want to join you. Tabarn, as we saw, is absolutely freaking amazing. He flies, he's got insane damage, he's unkillable. Nasala has, for some reason, magic from when it's enemy phase. I don't know how that works. But he's also absurdly fast and can't be hit. Gifka, who we haven't seen on the field yet, has capped strength and hits like a freaking semi-truck. And I'll be honest, this is a really tough decision because all 3 of them are good. There is one reason to pick Gifka over the others, and that is he does come with capped strength. So, and he's max level, so he'll get a strength transfer automatically without you having to do any work, which is really cool. And it's honestly really funny. That being, and you know what? He just looks amazing too. He's this massive freaking. You know what? Let's just see it. You saw Tabarn already. You saw Nasala. We're going to show you what Gifka looks like because he's incredible. Now Ike is here by himself still. I think I might need to Laguz Stone up Nasir to make sure he doesn't die or anything. Part of me wants to send somebody else in here to deal with Bryce, but I think we'll just park Ike a little bit back and see if we can lure the dragons in a different direction. And we're going to move Nasir back a little bit, as well as Ilyana, because we don't want them getting in the way. So we'll keep Ike out of the way of the red dragons and see if we can lure them down elsewhere. But we're going to start by taking out this mage, because I don't like mages in my swordmasterness. I'm hoping we have enough guys in the field to get Oscar and Boyd to max level. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but there's a crit from Oscar. Not bad, sir. I think we get we get decent experience in these guys, so he only needs another 5 levels worth. See what he gets. Luck. Awesome. Good job, Oscar. This is why I'm not going to be upset if he doesn't end up capping, because, well, you see what's going on here. He has reached B in axes, which is cool, I guess. Let's go ahead and pick off one of these sword masters, if at all possible. I think the one with the... We can brave bow that guy. Take out the silver sword one, and because the iron blade is going to be a lot easier to hit, and do less damage. We'll go brave bow, which looks cool as heck, by the way. I love the way the brave bow looks in this game. Like a winged bow. Super cool. But I'm biased, of course. Alright, and then we're actually going to get Astrid the heck out of dodge, because I'm gonna let Oscar take out as many of these guys as he can. I think I'll leave Marcia around just for some support. But for the most part, we're going to have Oscar take out as many of these guys as he can. Swing down from on high like the Pegasus she is, and poke a guy in the face. Like you just hear the sound of the Pegasus wings flapping in the background. Alright, and we're going to obviously leave Mist over here for the purposes of healing people. Not Physic. We don't need Physic at close range. What are you, silly? And I think Oscar is fast enough to take out most of those guys without having to worry about not doubling them. I think. Well, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, that could have been a lot better. But whatever. We're not transferring mist, so it's okay. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try to draw the fire dragon out here, or the red dragon, I should say. He does 46 damage. Soren can take one of those hits, but not more than that. So we're gonna draw him out, and we'll go tornado. Can he? He cannot wield tornado without speed loss, but these guys are slow as heck, so we're gonna go tornado. And I'll leave Race right behind him in case things get ugly. All right, now for this side of the map, let's go ahead and put Boyd here and take out this Sage in a single swing, as is tradition. No more Bolganon Tome for you. And we're going to leave Nephany around too, I suppose, but we're not going to be doing a whole heck of a lot with her. We're going to give her Silver Lance, I think. That should do. Ronald's not transformed yet, so we want him the heck out of dodge. And Elincia we don't want in range either because she is very frail at the moment. Put her over here. I think she's out of range of both of them. Yeah, she is. Okay, and then Jill will be right here on the edge to support in case it is necessary. But because she is capped, we don't really need her to. Here comes Bryce one more time. Let's see if we can land another couple of good strikes here. We missed the first time we hit him, which is weird. Ike tends not to miss very often, although I guess it does have triangle disadvantage. 2 HP left on Bryce. I don't think there's anybody that can heal him in range. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think so. This guy's toast. Iron Axe? What are you, nuts? Why is he bringing an Iron Axe into the final battle? That's just silly. Boyd's actually got halfway decent defense with 21, so he's not taking a lot of damage, which is nice. Keep forgetting we do need one more level on Nephany still, so I gotta make sure to get that taken care of. Probably could have fed it all to her instead of, like, the last little bit of level that I didn't get. I could have fed it to her instead of Oscar, but that would have been too easy. Alright, so that's the Paladins down. Here comes the Kitty Cats. I'm not entirely certain if Oscar will double the cats or not. I guess we'll find out in a second. Oscar does not double cats, as it seems. Okay, well, maybe he needs that speed wing that Bryce drops. Which means those Paladins probably aren't going to be able to get close enough to him either. So we're going to need some help from the other guys we brought with us. I didn't think he'd be taking this much damage either. Of course, he hasn't procced Soul either. If we had Kieran, by the way, Kieran and Oscar together are absolutely a menacing pair because, well, they have a ridiculously powerful support with each other. That just makes either of them impossible to hit as long as they're 3 squares away and they just clean everything up. But our Kieran turned out like garbage, which is very sad, and that was a very painful Tiger attack. And I don't actually one-round the Tiger. In fact, I missed the second one. Jeez, alright, so these guys are a little tougher than I remember them being. Might need some help from Nephany to clear these guys up. They have a Flame Lance, which is nice because it's super effective against them. Looks like we're going to need some pull in some... Oh, there's a counter proc, which you don't get to see very often. Definitely a good time for that, though, because I think it barely puts that other Tiger in killing range. There is a strength cap, and there's some defense points. Nice. So that is cap strength and S-rank axes on Boyd, I do believe. Mostly because we really didn't have him using any bows, even though he's capable of it. And that's another dead general, assuming ether procs. Which it probably will, let's be honest. Oh, maybe not. Still almost a dead general, even without ether, because Ike is just that strong. He's only at 24 cap there, or 24 right now, and 26 is his cap, so he really doesn't have as much strength as what he says he is. Neither here nor there, though. Don't worry about it. We got some more Swordmasters coming, and of course another Red Dragon. Oh, that guy is healing Bryce, alright. Heals Bryce for quite a bit, actually, too, so go figure. And here is Gifka. I have answered your call. And here he transforms into the most epic freaking beast imaginable. Oh, Runoff transforms too, isn't that convenient? He's like, oh, Gifka's here, I gotta step up my game. So, we're gonna talk about Gifka next time, because I'm a jerk like that. So anyway, this has been part 1 of the final chapter. It's gonna take at least one more episode to get through this. I'm not certain yet if I'm gonna roll it into a finale and just finish it up. We'll see how that goes. But expect next week to be the ending of this series, one way or another. We'll take the time to finish up this chapter, and of course we will do the epilogue, do the character endings and all that jazz, just like we have in previous installments, and as its own episode. If you feel like tuning in for that, feel free. But yeah, look forward to the ending of Path of Radiance next week, and after that we'll move on to something else. So stay tuned, as I've always said. I really much appreciate you guys sticking around this whole time. And feel free to leave a like and a comment on this video if you are so inclined, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I would appreciate any and or all of those things. So until next time, this has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.